Hey guys, Ryan here with RDM. Probably looking a little messy, but we're here to talk about some new products. Where is everything? Oh yeah, here's the crank screw and stand. So I figured I'd try to give it a little mini demonstration on this. So the higher number is bigger, so it goes to 65. Find out where that, basically the high point is. Oh, so interesting, right across from the pin. Let's do that again. Look, right around there. Right across from the pin, it is bigger. So that generally means I need a wedge here. All right, where do I have to wedge that? Let's try this wedge. So I wouldn't do it actually in the stand, but I can get the wedge started. A little bit diagonal like that. Get that out of there. If you can still see it. All right. Let's see what we did. It's an improvement. All right, let's see where the high spot is now. Now it's a little more diagonal this way. So it still needs to get wedged a little bit. I don't know if you can also see, but I need to actually hit this weight here more this way. So I'm going to hold it like this, just holding my hand on this weight, and then I'll smack this one. So let's go. And I'll wedge it a little more. All right, let's check it again. I'm gonna bump or something. Let me must be a scratch in the crank or something. That's really getting there. So let me flip it around, check the other side. So like I said, you got to do both sides independent. And this one I can get actually a better reading by moving this a little more like that. Make sure it got the height right too, nice and centered. Basically, the further this is away from this, the better. That's why I don't use a ball bearing here. One ball bearings aren't perfectly accurate, but it actually lets me go right up against that shoulder there to maximize the distance from here to here. Our cranks are already stubby as it is. So yeah, that's quite a bit off. Let's see where it wants to do. That's the higher number there. So now it's pushed, this one's pushed too much that way. So I gotta do basically the opposite of wedging. I gotta hammer it this way. Anyways, I gotta cut this part out sometimes it honestly can take you half an hour, and it can take you quite a while to get something like this perfect. So I'm not gonna. That crank's almost within spec. That's 2. 1 3/4. But yeah, one per side. And when you do one, you gotta go check the other. It does change. One does affect the other. It's like jetting. But you can see how I got this crank twice as good as it was. It was, 3.5 and 5 out. Now we're 2 and 1. So yeah, that's how the crank is true. This product, spent hours last night making sure they don't bust out of these boxes, but we got a bunch of them pre-packed. They're on the website, and I have it so that I'm treating everybody the same, friends, everybody. These are, I think, $15 or $30 more expensive. They're still really cheap and on sale, but they're in stock and they'll ship within a day or two of you ordering. And then I have a pre-sale because I'm going to make more, and I'm keeping them really cheap, like almost no profit margin, just as if I was charging a customer as low as possible for these. And the reason is I really believe in this product. I think it's just going to change how these China cranks run, and just make an enormous difference. It'll really empower people to get really good, clean running engines that use this crank. And I'm going to build some of these Minarellis with these cranks. And I don't have the capacity to go and set people up and be truing these cranks all day and buying them. I mean, I might one day, but this will help people do it on their own. And everybody's crank needs to be trued. I would be shocked if people pull these cranks out and they're actually good to go from the factory. They're just not. Okay, moving on. Gotta cut this. We gotta go on a little trip today, so I gotta cut this out quick. Here's the mounts. People say, why can't you cut them bigger to the thing? No, because the mounts could also be tipped a little bit. So I want you to perfect it and get it just right for your build. Consider the exhaust, and you don't need any special tools. Use a Dremel, and I recommend, just so you don't, you get really nice results, use these kind of sanding ones, but this is way too fine grit. Get the actual coarsest one they sell, like a 36 grit if they sell one. Might only sell a 60 or something, but you can get them off McMaster-Carr too, or anywhere on Amazon. And these use that little rubber roller thing on a Dremel. And you just, chew away at these ribs, widen it out. I generally wouldn't make this part thinner. Generally just go sideways. And then you can make it any tube size you want. On the front mount, there's this is the tall one, and there's a short one. And then that's the front cap. And then here's the rear setup. The rear, you'll notice it is offset. See, it's closer on this side than this side. And that's just how it is with the chain side. Oh, a few of these cases I will be selling a little bit cheaper because basically there's the deck program and this program, and every now and then I would mess up and run the deck program, and it would start out by doing that, and then I would notice and stop it. But yeah, these do work on the cast case as well. You do need to do a little bit of work on them. See this here, you gotta either grind the mounts or that little ear a little bit to flatten it out, because there's almost 1/8 of an inch. And it is close to this cover here, but I would just sand them out. There's plenty of material. That's all in stock. There's one more box over there. The covers are a pain. These ones fit the old Piaggio, where it was a KTM 50 only. The nice little cooling ports. The place for, oh, they're good. This one's a reject. Gotta put that to the side. This little saw cut mark. But yeah, that's where the electronics would go. The new ones don't have either of those features, but they do facilitate both the China style ignition and the KTM 50, so we can basically pull apart one of these engines, transfer it over to one of these